Okay, good morning all. We're going to go ahead and get started with our webinar this morning. I, of course, am Aleck, and joining me is my faithful companion, Becky.
Hello.
We like to call ourselves Side A and Side B, but when we do so, people often make fun of us. So today I will be driving the webinar, and Becky is here to answer any of your questions. Let's get started. Creating landing pages for lead capture. Today we're going to go over defining your target market and your campaign goal. So really pre-planning, getting ready even before you start in and dive in with the IDX and with your website. Then we are actually going to create focused landing pages. So we're going to create some saved links and some pre-done search results that fit specific criteria, but also we're going to look at getting specific information from our leads that we might need, some contact information to reach out to them. We're going to add a subheader, so really to specialize this page, make it totally your own, unique content to drive more traffic to it, and then to keep the traffic there interested and engaged. We are going to define lead registration settings. These are the settings that might pop up when a visitor has viewed so many of your IDX broker pages. It really pops up, just says, hey, this is great information, but really to serve you better, I need some more information so I can reach out to you and help you one-on-one. And then, finally, we're not going to leave it there. Even once you get those leads, they haven't bought a house yet. You know, you're not done. So we're going to look at the follow-up post-conversion and what you can do to finish and close the deal. So let's start with defining your target. So you cannot reach a goal that hasn't been set. You also cannot reach a goal that's too high. So you're going to want to make sure that your goal is reasonable. And then once you reach this goal, you can always outdo yourself the next time. So if you're going out and you're starting in the market and you just say, I just want to make $1 million this month, well, that may not be possible. But if you set, I got 20 leads last month. This month, maybe I want to look at getting 25 leads, or I want the same number of leads, but I want them qualified leads, not just people looking for fun. You have to plan. Success does not happen by accident. You need to set definite goals, but you also need to plan out your target. So this will help in defining your niche and your focus on your website. You might already know your niche. I've talked to agents who focus on horse properties or focus on condos in specific regions. You know, are you more comfortable selling to first home buyers, or is your market really the 55 and over communities? For the most part, agents are better when they find their focus and their target market. A lot of these markets with these MLSs, they can be so big they cover several states. Well, if you're in upstate New York, you may not want to drive all the way down to the city, you know, a 5-hour drive or whatever, just to show a flat that you may know nothing about. So you really need to target that. And also, then if that person does come in, you're able to really serve them to the best of your ability and to get them what they want, so they don't just flake off and find somebody else that serves their needs better. So once you find your target, you can create landing pages and draw in better leads that you can actually work with. I actually recently watched a TV show with my family where the buyer, who is from Seattle, was looking for a houseboat. Well, he didn't just find, any agent or his buddy that lived maybe in Bremerton. No, he sought out a realtor who was an expert in houseboats. And that way, this expert had all the background knowledge, knew what to look for, knew what was a good buy, and could really serve his need better than just a realtor that was just a general person there. So first you need to plan out, define your market. Like I said, you may already know what that is, or you may be looking, what are you interested in? What do you feel more comfortable in? And then once we find that target, we need to plan out what we need from our contacts. So you have all filled out contact forms, and some of them are simple as the one on the screen, just your name and your email address. You can sign up right there. While this is simple, and most people are probably willing to give you their first name and their email address, is this enough? What information do you want from your visitors? Think this out, because an email may be easy to get, but do you have mailings that you want to send out? Do you need an actual physical address? How much information is a potential lead likely to provide before they just give up and bail? If it's super complicated, they might run out of time, or they don't want to give you, the name of their firstborn son, and they might just ditch. So you have to find that good balance between the information that you need and the information that you're likely to get from a lead. I'll go ahead and show you right now how to define these contact fields. And this will really be our first step, because this is the information we want to get from these leads. So first of all, of course, you're going to log into your IDX Broker account. And we're going to go to, surprise, surprise, leads. So leads, in this case, it's lead registration preferences. And then we're going to go over and select the advanced option. And the very first tab that shows up is our sign up page. So this controls the sign up page. It also controls all the modals, or the pop-ups, that show up for your lead registration. And when you scroll down a little bit, you'll find the CAPTCHA, which prevents a lot of spam or a lot of robots attacking your site and just trying to get information. We actually just updated this to a new one that looks a lot cooler and actually performs better. So we can turn that on, which is this part right here. I am not a robot. So here is your basic sign-up form. So on mine, I have first name and an email address, which are required for all IDX Broker contact forms, mainly because we need to know who they are, and we need an email address to send out to them to get any information at all. Mine has also added a last name, but you can actually add some additional fields in here as well. So we're just going to go over here and click this. There's some built-in fields here, and then there's other. So I can ask for a phone number. I can ask if they've already dealt with an agent in my office before. Sometimes that's good for a larger office account. I can ask what city they're in. So if I'm in Eugene, Oregon right now, but our MLS covers all of the Northwest. Well, if somebody sends me a lead from Bellingham, Washington, I might want to pass that off to somebody else. I might want to maybe just shoot them out an email that says, hey, I really appreciate that you're looking for houses, but I don't really serve the Bellingham area. Here's some agents you might want to look for. But you can also get others. So if they have a pet, maybe, and you deal with pet-friendly homes, you can ask for that. You can ask for anything here. I'm going to go ahead, just ask for a phone number. And then I can make this just on there if they want to fill it out, or I can make this a required field as well. So here you can also be kind of strategic in, I'd really like a phone number, but it's not absolutely necessary, because I can always reach out to them via email later. So as much as I'd like a phone, I don't want that to stop anybody from signing up. So I'm going to do that and submit. And you see it automatically pulls in here. I can actually drag these around if I think that's more important. And so I can rearrange my things there. When I'm done, just going to hit this blue button down here that says Save Changes. This little growler comes up, says I've done my job properly, and so my sign-up form is ready to go. So now I need to actually make my page. So I've already planned out what I'm going to do. So I need a landing page. Now this page, you can put it just on your website that says, these are the horse properties, or these are the houseboats, or these are the foreclosures. But you can also make campaigns for them. You can make Facebook ads and Google ads that target, looking for a houseboat in the Seattle area. Click here. And then you can send that to one of your IDX Broker saved links, which updates on a regular basis, giving you all the new houseboats available in that specific area. So the link will never go stale. You'll always have fresh content there to send people to. And it's a really good way, instead of sending somebody straight to your homepage, which they might get lost, they don't know what's going on there. You can send them directly to what they're searching for and get a much higher lead registration and follow through on those. So let's create that page. I'm going to go to Preferences, Saved Links, and Create. So I want to use as many options as possible. So here, for my search page, I'm going to choose the Advanced Search. Now, if you want something that searches all of the MLS, maybe you are using several MLS on your account, you can use a basic search. Or if you really, there's a specific building maybe that you're looking for that has a bunch of condos in it, you could maybe do an address search. If you want to get really picky, you can even do a polygon search if you have a Platinum account. But I'm just going to do Advanced. Next step. So since you've already planned out your information, you might say, well, this is going to be luxury. So I want a minimum price of, let's do 500,000. And then I can scroll down under here and find my advanced settings. So I want multi-story houses. I don't want any ranches. I'm going to specialize in luxury multi-story homes. Okay. There's a bunch of different options here, and you can always add more options too. We have webinars and tutorials about setting these up. But I think this should be good for me. So I'm going to go to my next step. I'm going to name this something very descriptive and easy and fairly short. So I want people to be able to look at this and know immediately what they're getting into. So in this case, it's going to be luxury multi-story homes. So your Google ad might target people that are specifically looking for, luxury or more expensive cars, or maybe they live in a certain area. And so you can target those, and then you can use this link in your ad campaign as your landing page. And that's going to be much higher in conversion rate than if you send them straight to your homepage. Here, you're going to want to add your meta tag description and your keywords. They're not nearly as important as they once were as far as SEO, but it's good to go ahead and put something in there. I'm going to ignore this because I don't currently have a custom link showcase set up on my specific IDX Broker account. And then I'm going to do a subheader. So this is what's going to make you stand out a little bit. The subheader is content that shows right above your IDX Broker results information. You're going to have a list of all the homes, and you can edit the layout for that to show how best fits into your website. But above that, you really want some description. So just providing the properties isn't really going to be enough. You need to write an enticing description of what you're showing. This will increase your unique content for search engines, and even more importantly, this will keep the interest of your visitors so that they stay on your site to really find the perfect properties and to be enticed enough to sign up as a lead. Advanced searches, unfortunately, don't work well with combined MLSs. And the reason for this is that each MLS has its own advanced search criteria that's totally different. So something in Colorado might have a search criteria that says horse properties, whereas something in New York City, that's not a thing. So in New York City, you might have flat or doorman or something like that that's not nearly as important in Colorado. So they're not a one-to-one ratio, and so they don't mix well. You can do a basic search with combined MLSs, which gives you core fields that are common to all MLS, like city, state, the location stuff, but then also price tag, bed, bath, stuff like that, or acreage are going to be common for all the MLS, and so there you could combine all of your MLS together. Here I want a really good description that really paints both a word picture and an actual picture. So I can type information about, but then you can also add in links to images. So you could host an image on your website or on Dropbox or something and just put a link in here and have that image actually here to really gain interest. on websites, people typically stay longer on an image than they will just reading straight text. So put something descriptive there. You could even shoot a video about this area if it's something that's really in your market, or prove that you're the expert. You could show how much you know about horse properties or what to look for in the condos that are shown below. And then you can use an embed code to put a YouTube video, a Vimeo video, whatever on here as well, to keep people on this page, to prove that you know what you're talking about and that you can help them in the buying process. So I think this is pretty good for me. I'm going to go ahead and save and manage my links. And you'll see right here I have my luxury multi-story homes. I can even take a look at this. There must not be any of those in my demo market. That's a shame. Here's one in Coral Springs from $200,000 to $500,000. So you can also break these up and have multiple ones on your website to fit different markets or different price ranges. Instead of them doing a search and then trying to type in all that information, I might say, oh, that's exactly my market in Coral Springs area. Click it. Oh, looks like there's 10 results. So then this is much easier for me as a visitor to digest than just a blank search page when I may not know the market, certainly not as well as you, the agent. I don't necessarily know what I'm looking for as much as you might. I went through how to add that image and I didn't actually do it. So let me send it to Coral Springs because I know that there are properties there. Let's go down here. So here you can actually insert an image here and you can just add an image URL here. So let me find one for you. And we don't host the images on IDX Broker, so it has to be somewhere accessible over the internet, whether that's on a Dropbox account and you've made that image public, or you've pasted it, maybe you've FTP'd it up to your site. When you do use images, don't search like this because these are probably copyrighted. Make sure that you have the rights to actually put them on your website so you don't get in trouble. But for this example, I'm just going to look at this image. I'm going to grab the URL right there, and then I can use my URL here. Be sure to give it a description for Google to find it, for Bing to find it, but also, yeah, this one is huge, so I'm going to make it smaller as well. So give it a description, then definitely give it a title. So now I can insert my image, and it even gives me a warning. I didn't give it a description, so it's not compatible for people with disabilities, and it's also not really search friendly. And there, it's now in my subheader area. So if I save the changes, I go back to my Coral Springs and I can refresh my page. And now my Coral Springs shows Boca Raton. So I can either pretend I'm giving people more bang for their buck or just confuse them more. But that's how you do it. So you're going to want to make sure that you have the right sized picture, but also go ahead and combine this with some text or like your video, which for that you'll just go to YouTube. You'll right-click on one of your videos, get the embed code, copy that whole thing, and paste it in your subheader right there. So we have the page. We can set up either some Google ads for that, or we can set up some Facebook ads. Wherever you want to place those, you can point them to this page. But you also need a strong call to action for people to just come up on your page as well. We have that built into IDX Broker. There's a couple different ways you can do it. So it's not a bad idea to use a sign-up link somewhere on your home page or somewhere on your sidebar throughout your entire website. So you've seen before, sign up here, or if you want an ebook, sign up for my mailing list. So those are great ideas. With Platinum accounts, we actually offer a sign-up form widget that you can place anywhere on your site. I see those really popular in a sidebar or sometimes in the footer section. So if people know immediately, hey, they can give me some more personalized information about this area, or maybe I'm out of state and I have no idea what to look for. I'm coming from Miami and I'm moving up to Colorado. Well, in Miami, I might be looking for a casita, but in Colorado, that's called a mother-in-law house, or it may not even be available. So they can sign up right there to get information from you. If you give them a good offer or a good reason to do that, that's really popular as well. You know, get my report on the area, or I'll show you how to reduce your mortgage costs, or you know what to look for in a house here, so that they sign up there. We actually do have walk score information and school information on our detail pages. So that's something really you can focus on too. We have lead registration settings in such a way that on the IDX Broker pages anyway, if they view a certain number of pages, you can either ask them or force them to sign up. You could say that you don't want to give anybody the detail page. Like, they can search for homes all they want, they can look at the results, but maybe you want to lock down the detail page, which is where you can get walk score information, school information, historical information, and I'll show you that right here. So you can say, hey, get more information about this home if you sign up with my service. Actually, I can probably just go back to this link. So this is a results page. So you'll see this gives some basic information, but it's not real in depth. So from here, I can actually click on any of here. Yes, on each link you can set registration requirements. And then on each type of IDX Broker page, you can set those requirements too. So you can have different requirements on a results page, from a search page, from a detail page, from even a photo gallery page. I was on the results page, I clicked into a detail page, obviously a lot more information. And this information is customizable, so I can turn off the community or add in additional information here. And then down below, I actually do have my walk score turned on here. You can lock this down, or maybe have it where they can visit 3 of these detail pages, and if they're really interested in seeing more, they can contact you or they can sign up for your account. But here's your walk score at the bottom of this detail page. Oh, and there's Becky. Apparently she is the agent selling this house. So you can also have more information. Let me see about turning on the other property information on this search. Preferences, global preferences. So details, my walk score is set up, but I can also do find the best, which isn't called find the best anymore, but it shows some school information and some historical information surrounding this house. So I'm going to turn that on, save that. So now, when I go back to my saved link, I will have even more information available on that detail page. So Coral Springs. So here I have my basic information, a little more advanced information, and then here's some area information. So here's the median home sale prices, the HPI, the schools in this area, and then it shows how good those schools are, how many students there are, and you can even click in to get more details there. So to lock these information down, we can actually set the lead registration settings. So to do that, we can go to Leads, Lead Registration Settings, Advanced, and then my Global Registration Rules. So that you can set this on a page level, but you can also just set the basic settings here. So you'll see my search pages. I have a request, which means the pop-up will come up saying this, or you can customize that message, really make it your own, after every 3 pages. So I'm going to look at 3 search pages. This will pop up saying, hey, it'd be great if you really registered. But then after 7 pages, they can't go any further until they register for this. On my search page, I have nothing set up for map pages. Results pages are dependent upon what kind of page. And then here, let's look at my details page. So details page, lead registration, doesn't look like I have anything there. So I want to request, I'll just request a single time after 3 pages that says, please sign up now, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. And then I'm going to force after 5 pages. So they can look at 5 detail pages after that. They can't get any further. And I'm going to save those changes. So this pop-up is nice because I can go in here, back to previous. It's a very obvious call to action. Boom. This stuff up here you can customize to be your own. and it's very obvious. Okay, I got it. You want me to sign up. In order to go any further, I have to sign up right here. On the sign up, you can actually send them to a third party. That's a little outside the scope of here, but click this button in the registration, redirect to a third party website for registration, and then they can actually sign up there. And it depends on how that third party works. If they send that back into IDX Broker, that's at that point kind of out of our hands. But yeah, if you did have a third party one that takes all of your leads, you could certainly have them registered there instead of IDX Broker.
Some people use that because of the CRM they may be using, and they may be using that instead of IDX Broker. So that is why we have that as an option.
So now we have the pop-up, we have people signing up. So I might have a bunch of leads now. So what do I do now? Once you get the leads, your job isn't over until you've made the sale. Once you have a lead on the line, don't let them go. You need to follow up. You can look at the history within IDX Broker. I can go into Account Message Center. Here, all my leads are going to be displayed, or all the messages I've sent out to leads, if I have those in here. Let's see if there's any leads in here. Leads, manage. Yes. So here are all the leads in my account. I can see the last time that they received an update from IDX Broker. Yeah, you can change the layout for the results pages. You can have them in like a grid format instead of how they are now. And also you can use CSS to go ahead and affect those really to make them look pretty much however you want if you're a little more advanced. But you can definitely change them easily with just some templates. But once I have my leads, I can look into here. I can see when they signed up, what they've been doing. I can actually look at the lead information. And so here I can see what they've saved, their searches that they've saved, what property updates. This gives me an idea of what they're looking for. So once I know what they're looking for, maybe I'll send them a direct email that says, hey, it looks like you're really interested in condos down by the lake. Why don't I help you out? I happen to have a couple listings down there. And then, usually you follow up. We send out an email immediately that says, thanks for signing up. Here's your account information. But then if you send out a personal email a couple days later saying, hey, thanks for signing up. Do you need any help? And then check back in a week later. You don't want to bug them too much, but you can find that line that's appropriate of a little bit of hands-on. Hey, I'm here to help you. I don't want you, to go necessarily somewhere else. I can certainly be your expert. So you can find the line between that and just being pushy. But in here, you can even make notes on this account. You can say, hey, I followed up on this lead on Wednesday. I need to check back with them sometime next week. So follow up, you can look at their history, find out what they're interested in. You can send them out reminder emails. I have an agent friend of mine here in Eugene who actually sends out in the mail monthly gift cards. So sometimes it's like get a free cookie at a certain place, or in October it's usually go to this farm and get a free small pumpkin. They're typically only $2 to $3 items, but it's important because it keeps him in the top of my mind. So top of mind awareness is key in all aspects of marketing. If you're selling flowers or cars or real estate, when people are ready to buy that house, you want to be the first person on their mind that says, oh yeah, I am interested in, oh, I remember Susan. Susan's in the industry and I have this card from her. Let's give her a call and start looking.
That's a really good question, how to embed the search links or results links on your website. Since everybody's website is different, the best bet would be to email our tech support team on that so we could help you one-on-one. Our email address is help, H-E-L-P, @idxbroker.com. Let us know your website address and we can help you one-on-one with that.
Yeah, you definitely can customize that lead registration text. When you set the force or the request lead registration, there's actually a toggle to use either the default text or custom text. As soon as you hit custom, there's a little window that becomes available, and you can actually clear out that and totally change that with the text that you need. To send individual properties to leads, you can either, if they're already a lead, you can actually add a saved property to their account. and then if there's any updates on that property, it will automatically send them to them. Or you can go to that details page, and there is a share this link, and you can actually send that to them via email or however.
SEO keywords and meta tags. Some to use would definitely be things such as real estate, anything that has to do with your niche market, your company name, your name, anything you've used to promote your company, what your link has to do with, whether it's condos or horse properties, possibly the price range. Definitely stuff that relates to the link would be your best bet, because that's what people are searching for. You want it to be the search terms that they would be using. Try and put yourself in the home buyer's perspective. What are they looking for? What terms would they be using?
You can certainly set up analytics on your wrapper page, and then I'm not sure about the Facebook pixel itself, but if you go ahead and email that to help@idxbroker.com, we can certainly look into that. Thank you all for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.
Bye.